This is Free Speech News, and it is March 23rd, 2021, and the crisis at our border continues to grow, and the Biden administration will not even admit it is a problem. And not only that, we have Kamala and Biden both saying that they are not going to visit the border as of now. And we have news from Border Patrol agents in the Rio Grande Valley that they are releasing migrants into the United States without a court date. And this leaves the process up to the migrants to seek asylum or legal assistance in getting a court date. I mean, what is going on at our border is unbelievable. They are only taking biometric data and simply letting them into the United States all across the country. And there is even an instance where they simply let them go at a bus station. I mean, this is unreal. And it doesn't even seem real to hear about that or talk about it. I mean, I'm assuming, and we've had reports, that they are hardly even testing these people for COVID-19. So just to drop them off by the dozens in the United States cities, whether they have COVID or not, we don't know. And that is not protecting Americans. And the Biden administration simply sees no problem with that at all. It's absurd. I mean, this is going on in the middle of a pandemic. We cannot even go to restaurants or anything, but they are packing these people as tight as can be in these confined spaces in buses. That is not social distancing, the Biden administration. And even more news, the Department of Health and Human Services is working on opening another facility for unaccompanied children in Pecos, Texas. And this is coming from the Office of Refugee and Resettlement. And get this. Here's this statement that's even another thing that is unbelievable. And ORR spokesman said, while the ORR has worked to build up licensed bed capacity to almost 13,500 beds. Yes, that's right. I said 13,500 beds. But even more capacity is urgently needed for COVID-19 mitigation efforts. And the increasing number of unaccompanied referrals from the DHS, an ORR spokesman said. I mean, this is just staggering numbers, and it's only growing worse by the day. And a DHS chief also said that it was on track to be the worst numbers in 20 years. And in February alone, there was a reported 100,000 migrants that were encountered by Border Patrol agents. And the Biden administration is even looking at NASA and military bases to house the overwhelming numbers that continue to grow by the hour. And frankly, and the Department of Homeland Security did not respond to a Fox News request for comment. Not surprising there, as nobody likes to answer questions at all if it's the Biden administration. Nobody in that administration likes to answer questions. And I mean, it was leaked yesterday, and this is breaking. It was leaked yesterday by Axios, and this is just incredible. and by Project Veritas, excuse me. And this was leaked yesterday, and I mean, there is hundreds of children packed together in these, I guess you can call them pods, if you want to call them that. And it's basically, as you can see in these pictures, it's a cage with plastic wrapped around these cages, I guess, for COVID-19 mitigation efforts, which doesn't seem like that is a good idea because you have the plastic up, but then you have these people crammed in together. They are not social distancing. And the photos were leaked. I mean, there's hundreds of them. And there's 8 pods, and they're supposed to hold 260 people each. But there is reports that some of them have 400 unaccompanied male minors. And this comes from Representative Henry Queller, who gave the photos to Axios to raise awareness of what's going on at our border. And every day, I mean, the numbers continue to grow by the thousands. And now reportedly, 15,000 unaccompanied migrants are in the U.S. custody as of this weekend. And 5,000 that are currently at overcrowded Border Patrol stations. And even more egregious, which I didn't even know about, but apparently the Biden administration has a gag order on Border Patrol agents so they cannot speak about anything that's going on, so they cannot speak the truth, so they cannot expose what is going on. And now we have these pictures leaking, and as you can see, there is not a lot of social distancing going on in the middle of a pandemic, and what the Biden administration is doing is not protecting Americans from COVID-19. To me, they are trying to spread this virus again. And it is even said that there was around 50 children that tested positive for COVID-19, and these 50 children were around hundreds. And I'm really starting to wonder if they really just want to spread this virus, like I said. I mean, these are super spreader events. This is a super spreader event right here. And even more of the cover-up of what they are doing, as they built a 185,000 square foot facility to house thousands of migrants before coming into the United States. And the nonprofit lawyers that conduct oversight of these migrant detention facilities are being blocked by the Border Patrol and the Biden administration from even coming in or taking any sort of pictures of these facilities and inside these facilities. I mean, they are trying desperately to hide the truth of what's going on. Because they know, left or right, that what they are doing to the American people, the American people are not going to stand for this. And again, I say that I think they are trying to spread this virus again, which is probably only one part of their true intentions. But in the middle of a pandemic, to do this is beyond belief. And they are getting away with it. And the mainstream media is doing their usual cover-up for the Biden administration. And it's sickening because we have reports of sexual assaults going on, regular assaults going on. And this has to be horrifying for these kids. And with the crisis continuing, we have a Democratic mayor in a border city, Texas Mayor Bruno Lozano, pleading with Joe Biden to address the overwhelming flow of migrants in his city. Now, before moving on, mind you, this is the same mayor who opposed Donald Trump border policies And now he is begging the Biden administration to stop the flow of migrants. But this is the same guy who fought desperately to oppose Donald Trump's policies. And Lorenzo said that it's a slap in the face. You have a breach on a national security level, and you're not even batting an eye about it. Not even calling it a crisis, but rather a challenge. And in February, Lorenzo asked if the Biden administration would stop the flow because his city did not have the resources. And Lorenzo tells the New York Times that his pleas fell on deaf ears. And I just find this next quote astonishing after he fought Trump's policies. He says that there is a lawful way to seek asylum, and it just undermines the whole immigration process. This is exactly what Trump was doing. This is exactly what Trump supporters have been saying about the border. This was a Free Speech News broadcast. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep the faith.